I want to share some of the magazine spreads from our Tokyo workshop that Erik and I did. One of the things that I talk about during the workshop, because we have classroom time every day. So I tell them that you need to think like you're on assignment, right? Like somebody sent you there, like a magazine
tell the
said,
story of
I
that
want you
city.
to go tell the story of Venice or Tokyo or wherever it is. But of course, that means getting what we call hero shots, the big, beautiful 2-page spread, awesome shot. But it also means shooting the little things,
the details,
like the details, and someone putting down a plate of food, or or if you're in Italy, maybe it's a glass of wine on a table, or all these other things. And so what I do to show them how their images would look in a magazine is I put them into magazine layouts that I created in Photoshop, and I put them in there so they get a feel for, I see, this is how these images work.
Yeah, if you sent these to
right?
an editor, this is how they would lay them out in a magazine.
Right. So that's what I'm showing you. So this is what we call ourselves, Tokyo Photo Crew. And they're in alphabetical order. This is Diane, and she's quite a good photographer. And so she took this picture while we were walking someplace else.
Yes, she did.
The bamboo forest in Kyoto. This is what I'm talking about. Look how she photographed those flip-flops, or whatever you want to call them, sandals. And then the lanterns. And look how it lays out in a page. She got great detail shots. We hired a model, and she did, of course, a great job with that. I love the way she post-processed this one. That's a little bit of that blowing out the people
sky. On that? Oh, that's what happens when you show up at 6 a.m.
That's what happens when you get... No, we left the hotel at 5 a.m.
But you get there.
Yeah. All right, so there's some great shots.
Yeah, just look at just telling the story.
There's the cover. There's the cover. All right, so let's take a look at Jeff. Jeff had some everybody had great shots. This is from Kyoto, and great night shots.
Some panning action.
Slow speed panning that he did really well at. And we went to that modern art museum. Here's another panning down not far from our hotel.
That city is built for it.
Yeah, that city's made for it. Look at this spread, right? Where he's got the lanterns on the left, and then he's inside a temple looking out with the one guy there. Like, that's a killer shot. Shooting down from the second floor.
Getting the shadows and the highlights.
And this is in the train station as people are going up to the street level, and the light is pouring in. So, and look at that. The wind's blowing her kimono. And I think that's just beautiful. This is an HDR pano.
HDR pano. It was one of our assignments.
One of our assignments for our inner circle was to do an HDR pano, and that's one right there, beautiful, in the bamboo forest.
But I love about that, if you go back to that one, how you've got the bamboo forest, and then you've got the other image down in the corner. It's kind of like this.
Right.
It just tells the story.
Yep. Very nice.
And then look at that panning shot up there with the bullet train.
Yeah, with the bullet train going by, zipping by, and there's the cover. And everybody gets a different cover and stuff. But what was interesting was you just saw two photographers on the same workshop.
Yeah, everybody says, you're just going to get the same shots.
No,
you're just going to get the same shots.
You'll get a couple of the same shots. Look at this one. How did she time it to where the woman
up at the light?
She's alone now. One of the reasons why she got it alone is I'm standing behind her, stopping the crowds.
Every so often,
I literally would stop.
Can you stop for a sec?
And they don't speak English, right? It's like hundreds and hundreds of people, and I just go, can you wait, just
usually
please.
People are
and
cool.
They did. They all stopped, and I said,
as long as you don't do it too long. You gotta be ready,
30
and
seconds,
you've got 30 seconds, and then you've got to shoot.
And then you let them go.
And then you let them go. If you wait too long, don't be that photographer, because you ruin it for all of us.
Ruin it for everybody else. All right, so this is a great start. Look at this one. I mean, you talk about balance in a photo. Like, this should be in a. Let's study this one in class, right? This is inside an office building. Look at that reflection.
Look at that sign, the light.
I know. I saw that, and when she showed it in class, I'm like, where the hell was that? Like, look how different these images are. I mean, we're all together. We're all together. We're all on the same bus, and we go to the same locations, but there's lens choice, there's composition.
We're teaching people, you got to look for those shots. You can't just go and it's this one shot where everybody's standing. That's not the shot. It's
and
not
look at
just that.
There's the model, but she chose to shoot through the trees
and frame
you know how hard that framing is, and she nailed it. All right, these are great, and there's her cover. Beautiful. All right, here's John's. I mean, these are completely different. This one is similar, we've seen.
Yeah, but it's not the same.
But look, there's the Shibuya crossing on a completely different side of the building from a completely different angle. Look at that building on the left. Beautiful. Inside the Tokyo Forum, a little girl drinking water out of the bamboo, and then a real nice detail shot up in the top right. This is that.
It's a modern.
It's a very modern museum, but look at the tint on that, like the nice gold tint that he added in post. And this is from an observatory. It's not the Eiffel Tower. Completely different photo in the same spot. Look at that, and look at this nice shot for the cover. All right, JP, I love this one. I just love this spread right here. But look at this nice one. We went to this bridge in Tokyo, and the post-processing is just beautiful on it. And there's the Tokyo Forum on the right.
Yeah, Tokyo is great for architecture.
Look at this. But look at this. We're like 4 photographers in,
Yep.
and you're seeing these
All
things that are
images.
so different, and we're all
Look
together.
At that. I love that one on the subway there.
Oh, I do. The
motion.
little boys
Yeah.
with their hats. I love that.
And that's that same building we saw earlier. Instead of shooting
Straight
sideways,
on.
he's
Yep,
shooting
he's
up.
shooting straight up. And this is on the way to that building.
Yeah.
Nice post on that, huh?
Yeah.
And this is in Kyoto.
Some
And
panning
then some
shots.
panning. Yeah. Look at that. All right, Kelly Jones, Kelby 1 instructor. Look at this. Kelly had a very brilliant idea there in Shibuya to get the frantic nature of that crossing by doing a slow shutter speed. Showing the food. Look at this. He's got the guy bowing in front of the shrine. This is that same museum you saw, completely different look with the gold. I mean, I better go through these quicker, but here's a bamboo background. You're like, are these people on the same trip? We were all together, I promise. Yep, we're all together. Nice stuff. Ken?
Look at that.
All right, this is 100% Kuna. Kuna found this location, said, hey, everybody, come check this out. Yeah, that's a Kuna thing. Look at that. How smart was that to shoot the back of her kimono? Beautiful. Beautiful. What a nice spread that makes. This is inside a very ultra-modern Buddhist temple. 7 minutes walk from our hotel.
I love that.
Again, different angle.
Look at that.
Look at that. That's that bridge.
Same bridge. Just
Same bridge, but
different
a
take.
wildly different location. All right, look at Laura's stuff. This looks like the future. That's that same bridge.
Yes.
But you see, she chose this spot because we all have some freedom once we get to a location. We're like, here's the bridge, but you've already seen 3 different takes on the same place that are wildly different. And I don't think people realize that. Look at this. It's right near our hotel. What a great composition. Look at this. Were we on the same workshop? That's the next building over from our hotel. Look at how different hers are. I love it. She's got all this kind of mechanical look to it here. And look at that cover. I want to eat that. All right, Mike C. Of course, we all did get the bamboo forest. There's 2 things we got. The bamboo. Look at that, though.
And so with the bamboo forest, same thing. You just got to find the empty spots with no people.
Okay, wait a minute. Eric gets credit there, too. Eric is holding back.
Again,
on that
for a
curve,
short amount of time.
He was holding for a short amount of time.
You get ready. I'm just telling this for photographers, so don't ruin it for all of us. You have to be ready. You can't be that photographer that goes, wait, I wasn't ready. You got to be ready. Hold them back. Get your shot. Move on.
Look at that. Yeah, she killed it. It was her first workshop with me. She freaking nailed it. Look at these. These are from Mike J. Look at this one.
Oh,
I love this
just
shot.
That motion.
Yep. He has a very journalistic style to him.
Yeah.
Look at this. The reflection, right? There's that building, of course. We all shot that. He was really enamored with these birds.
Yeah.
I love the 3 girls with the cell phone.
Yeah.
All right, this is Miles. And there's the cover shot. Another one of the crossing. And there, look at the blue tint. What a difference that makes. Nice. Look at all this architectural stuff. Now, this is that same walkway we saw with a black background because the thing was changing. I thought
so that took a different take on it.
Looks great. Look at this. This is inside the forum. There's the forum right there to your left. So see those hallways to the right? That was in one of those hallways. I mean, different shots. Look at that. Beautiful. These are Sharon's. Look at her cover. I love it. Look at this. She's shooting a reflection of the model at a temple. That's a beautiful shot. Just beautiful. I love this one with the kimonos from behind. And great detail. Yes, we created a puddle of water. We got bottles of water.
We went to go buy
bottles of water.
A few gallons of water. And
put your platypods right down there on the floor and get those great reflections. But again, look how different her images are, right? That's from that observatory. Love the way she worked the trees into that one. This is Sean. Look at that at the shrine. The close-up of the hands. From above, the group of 5 guys like walking like billiards. That's beautiful. The reflection off that building. There's that other building. Different take on it. Great detail stuff. Love the guy in the little van. Great detail. So this woman was, she was posing for her friends. She's like an influencer. And I had that umbrella. And so I walked over and said, would you mind shooting for us? She said, sure, of course.
Yeah, she loved it. She got shots for her.
Yeah, she got shots. We sent her some
we
shots.
shot them.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. I love this spread. Look at this spread.
Yeah, that's cool.
And what a cover. That's the building next to our hotel.
Yep.
And we went there. There you go. That's everybody. Thank you. Laws says, I went to Japan a few weeks before you, and now I want to go back after seeing what y'all captured. Remember, everything you saw, none of my or Erik shots are in there. That's the folks that were with us on the workshop, and they killed it.